All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. Second show of the night. The first one was an impromptu. This one is the regularly scheduled show. We're going to get into Blake Snell and the Giants. What a big time game tonight. Wow. Welcome again, everybody, to NorCal Sports. Come on in. Hey, Matthew, what a day. What a day for the Giants, Blake Snell, and the fantasy team. Oh, man. If you had Blake Snell tonight, and Shohei just hit a 3-run homer, which was nice for my fantasy team. But anyway, let's get into this ball game tonight. The Giants really, with an unbelievable 4-game stretch by Blake Snell. I got to pull up his last 4 starts here. Let me just look here and tell you exactly what Blake Snell has done in the last month, okay? Blake Snell, let's see here. Okay, here we go. I'm pulling up his stats here. In the last month, here's Blake Snell. 24 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, a 0.75 ERA, and a 0.63 whip. He got his – that doesn't even count tonight, guys. So let me add tonight's in because I take that back. That is not counting tonight's. So 33 innings pitched, 41 Ks, an ERA that's probably down below a half a point, and a whip that's probably below 0.6 or so. The guy's just pitching out of his mind in his last 33 innings. So, you know, you gotta tip your cap to Blake Snell. And Mark Graves, trade him now. Oops, too late. Yeah, isn't that something? Now, I'll tell you this, guys. If the Giants finish in outside the wild card, which is very likely, the odds are that they're not going to make the wild card. It is going to look so bad when Blake Snell opts out and walks and you got nothing because the ownership group was too cheap to pay part of Blake Snell's salary this year. Look, the Giants had an opportunity to trade Blake Snell, but the holdup was the Giants wanted teams to pay the salary. The Giants were looking for a top prospect and for somebody to take on the remaining salary. Plus, if Blake Snell were to opt in for some reason because he didn't pitch that great in the second half, that team's on the hook, and no team's going to do that. The Giants had an opportunity to actually trade Snell and either pay the rest of this year's salary or say, we'll pay half of next year's salary if he opts in. To me, that would have been the better move because the likelihood is he's going to opt out wherever he goes. I would have just said, hey, look, if he opts in, we'll pay the salary, 50%, 70%, whatever it took to get me Kobe Mayo. Whatever it took to get me a top prospect, that's what I would have done. The Giants have loads of cash. They have so much cash flowing out of their pockets that it's the one thing the Giants cannot do, guys. What is it? One thing. They cannot attract free agent hitters, right? You're not going to get Juan Soto. You're not going to get Pete Alonso. So why not go get a controllable stud like Kobe Mayo, who's like 22, who can mash. We watched some highlights the other night. The balls he hit are Mark McGwire-ish, Mark McGwire-esque, I should say. Balls going deep into the outfield grass or the bleachers. This guy can hit him. And I'm not saying they could have had him, but I think you could have if you played your cards right. And I think the holdup was money. Now you've got Blake Snell. Tyler Burbeck says, what if Snell asked for an extension? Well, if he did, you got to listen. You got to listen. You know, you might sign him to the extension and, you know, he probably has a no trade clause at that point with only a few teams. But he had none of that this time. You could have traded him to all 29 other teams, even though probably only a handful were really interested in him, like the Yankees, the Orioles, the Padres, probably the Dodgers, teams like that. Man, if you could have said, like Los was on the other night, we were talking about this. Imagine talking to the Orioles and saying, wow, you really fell short of the World Series. You're going to want to do that again? You're going to need a horse, a true horse, an ace that can pitch a shutout. At least get you. Blake Snell's likely to give you 5-6 shutout innings in a playoff game or World Series. Unless somebody gets a hold of one, who's scoring on him? Unless he walks 2 or 3 and you get a bloop hit, he looks almost unhittable like he was tonight. He was unhittable, no hitter. So you could have traded Blake Snell. And if you traded Blake Snell, you could have had something for the future. Now, the only caveat to not trading Blake Snell, and I hear you, Robert Rothberg, the only caveat to not trading Blake Snell is if you make the playoffs. Now, that's you weigh that. Farhan has said the last 2 years in 22-23 season, he didn't trade Rodon in 22 and he didn't make any moves last year because he said the same exact thing in 22 and 23 that he said this week. We have the people here that we think we have to get it done. So if he's wrong again, does anybody not agree with me that he shouldn't be fired if they don't make the playoffs? If he gambled on this and is wrong again, why should Farhan have a job? Because I'm telling you, if they miss the playoffs, he's got to go. And if they make the playoffs, that's the only thing that can save Farhan is that they make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, this team can be dangerous in the playoffs. I've said it. I'll say it again. Here it is, August 2nd, 2024. I said it in the early season in April. If they make the playoffs, they will be dangerous because pitching is in the playoffs is good, can win it for you. Blake Snell starting game 1, followed by Logan Webb in game 2, and I don't know who you would pitch in game 3. It's not going to be Alex Cobb now. It's either going to be Robbie Ray or Kyle Harrison in game 3 if they make the playoffs. That could get it done. I'm telling you, that can get it done. You might win it in 2, the 3-game set, wherever you got to go. If you're going to Milwaukee or you're going to, let's see, I guess it would be like Milwaukee because you'd be finishing 6th. You know, you're probably not going to finish in the 5th or 4th spot in the wild card. So, yeah, I got to say, if they make the playoffs, they'll be a team to be reckoned with. I'm on record as saying it in the past, and I'm saying it again right now. However, I don't see them making the playoffs. But been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, guys. I'm not a Nostradamus. I'm not. These are just strictly my observations, my opinion. And, you know, I try to put myself out there. sometimes I'm going to be wrong, and guys want to jump on me and say, yeah, you're wrong. And I would say I'm probably right a lot more than I'm wrong, but hey, you know what? This is just, that's what sports is we're chatting, we're talking, right? We're going, we're going at it. We're going at it. Hey, you know what I want to do tonight, guys? I'm going to do something for you guys. I've got to find this link here. Give me a second. I'm going to invite some guests in. Whoever wants to come into the show tonight, I'm putting the link out there. Okay. It's in the chat right now. Anybody who wants to come on in, join me. It may be just a couple minutes, depending on how many people I have locked up in the green room. I want to fly through some comments. I want to get your takes. So if you want to come into the room with me and, talk ball, let's talk ball. And we'll shout it out here. We'll have some fun. But this is a historic night. I'm pumped. I mean, I love a no-hitter. I think it's one of the most exciting things to watch in baseball. And when I see a no-hitter, man, I get pumped. And when it's the guy that's on the team I'm pulling for, it's even better. I don't even mind seeing the Giants get no hit. If they're going to lose, I don't care. I'm all for the performance of the dude on the mound. Somebody gets to within an out or two of a no-hitter and they don't make it. Hey, look, if the Giants are getting no hit and somebody's dealing and it doesn't happen that often, I don't care. If they're going to lose, if they're down 1-2-0, man, I want them to pull it out and win. But if they're down 5-6-0, they're going to lose and somebody's one out away from a no-hitter, I don't care who it is. I like seeing it. Why? Because it's a rare thing, and I think it's really, really cool when a major leaguer throws a no-hitter against a major league team. So to me, I don't mind seeing the Giants get no hit if they're going to lose anyway. But when the Giants throw a no-hitter, it's even better. It's even better. It's a blast to watch what happened tonight with Blake Snell. So, hey guys, the link is out there. If you want to come in and join the show, come on in. Come on in. I see let me put that link back here. Okay, there it is at the top of the screen. I don't know if you can copy and paste it from there, but it's in the chat. I don't know if I can try to, let me see if I can do it again. Put it in there, copy. No. Let me see if I can. No, I can pop it in there one more time and see, just so you guys have it right there at the bottom of the screen. Hold on here. Come on, give me a paste. There we go. Paste. Okay, just put it in there again. Anybody wants to jump in, join the show, come on in. I've got my mods out there working. Mark Graves, thank you. Ryan, thank you. Red, thank you so much. Is Eric L in here yet? Yeah, he is. Thank you, Eric L. So, guys in the chat, this is a friendly place to come, place to talk sports, have fun. Let's keep the comments about others. You can call each other's out. I'm fine if you want to call other people's takes out as, that's a ridiculous take. That's a total lame take. That's dumb. Don't call people dumb. Don't call people idiots. Don't call people, any names. Okay. My mods are out there instructed, we're not going to delete you unless it's continues. We'll delete the comment, maybe put you in a timeout for 5 minutes if it gets out of hand. But let's keep it civil. Let's keep politics out of the discussion. Let's just talk, Giants baseball, MLB baseball, whatever the subject might be, whether we get into San Francisco 49ers, which is a big thing for this channel, or the Warriors. All those things are going to be big. But tonight, it's all about Blake Snell and the Giants. Blake Snell was, just absolutely dynamite. Let me give you his final line for the night. His final line for the night, Blake Snell, obviously, he goes 9 innings, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts, 114 pitches, 78 for strikes. Now, here's the thing I'm doing if I'm the Giants. Blake Snell pitching a no-hitter is stressful. It's tense. There's a lot of adrenaline going. Do not bring Blake Snell back on 4 days rest. Give him that extra day of rest. I don't care if you're in a race. You want to lose a guy and have him go downhill, bring him back out in 4 days. He needs a 5th day of rest. So I want to take a look at the actual schedule for the Giants. I don't think they have a day off for a while. They do not have a day off until Friday the 16th, 2 weeks from today. All right. That's a problem. Okay. So Blake Snell goes today. That means he's scheduled to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on Wednesday in Washington. I don't care what you got to do. Bring up a pitcher, send in Carcione. I'm not crazy about the Jareer, or however you say his name. I apologize for mispronouncing it. Jareer Encarnacion. I think he's fine, but you know what? He's not. He's a feast or famine guy. He's either going to hit him out or it's going to strike out a lot. I would bring up an extra pitcher to pitch 1, 2, 3, 4 days off to pitch next Thursday in Washington. I'm waiting to pitch Blake Snell in Detroit or against Detroit next Friday night at Chase or Oracle. It used to be Chase. Oracle Park. You know what I'm doing? I'm letting Blake Snell enjoy this weekend with the teammates. He's scheduled to pitch next Thursday. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, next Wednesday. Take it back. Pitch him Thursday. I was looking at the wrong day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. He's scheduled to pitch now on Wednesday would be his normal day to pitch. I was thinking it was Thursday, and I was going to say fly him back home, get him some rest, and so he's ahead of everybody and pitch next Friday night against the Tigers at home. But he's scheduled to pitch Wednesday. Push him back a day. Bring me up a pitcher for Wednesday's game. Save Blake Snell's arm. Do not put him back on the mound in 5 days rest. I know it's 104, but he's never done it. He's never gone 9 innings. He's never got into the 8th in his career. So this is a whole new thing. So, Blake Snell's probably, if you had odds, probably had one of the lowest odds as a starting pitcher of pitching a complete game no-hitter because he's never pitched in through 8. He's never got into the 9th. I'm not even sure if he's gotten into the 8th in his career. Maybe once, but That's what, yeah, Mark, he gets to pitch at home. You might even give him 2 extra days. They can work the rotation out. Harrison was supposed to go tonight, so Harrison can go tomorrow. And then you got Harrison. Birdsong could go Sunday. Ray could go Monday. Webb could go Tuesday. Maybe you could throw a bullpen game and then bring up a minor leaguer. I don't know. At least give him that extra day. At least give him the extra day. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, he didn't throw 147, Kyle. He threw 114. But I still like 1 extra day. Just 1. You know. Or maybe if you don't have him go the extra day, maybe you pitch him on Wednesday in Washington and you just let him go 75 pitches wherever he gets, 75, 80 pitches max, and just say, that's going to be it. We're going to call it there wherever you're at in the game, unless he's throwing another dominating no-hitter. He's in the 7th with 80 pitches. That would be something. Propa or Propa, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, donates $1.99. Thank you. Says, our team sucks, but that game was fun. Cheers, bro. Yes, thank you. It was it was fun. Always fun to watch a no-hitter. Yes, he's never gotten to the 8th inning. Thank you, Tyler. That's what I thought. That's kind of what I thought. Hey, I've got the link out there. Anybody who wants to jump into the chat, you can come right in. You don't have to show your face if you just want to talk. You can come in and just hit the cam, and it'll be just like that. You won't be talking. It'll be just, you won't even have your picture on it, most likely. So, yeah, come on in. It should be like talk radio. You can hide yourself behind the camera. You don't have to turn the camera on. It'll be just like talk radio. Come on in. I don't have the phone, so come on in and join the chat, and we'll have some fun from there. So let's take a look, guys. Let's see, what do we got here? Tyler Burbick says, Dan, how do the Giants top a no-hitter tomorrow? Who's pitching tomorrow? Harrison? Throw a perfect game. That's how you top it. I don't know, man. That's tough. Back-to-back shutouts, Webb and Snell. How's that? That's pretty dynamic. Another thing I would like to point out, guys, is this road trip is crucial. It's a 7-game trip to teams you got to beat. 2 teams behind you in the standings, Cincinnati and Washington. You got to go at least 4-3 on this trip. Right now, they're 1 game under 500. They've been chasing 500 for how long? Can they get there tomorrow? If they can actually get there, they might have something going. If they fall back again, my goodness, that would just be pathetic. But we will see. Hey, guys, just want to let you know, hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Right now, we've got over 135 in the chat here watching between Twitter and YouTube. It's a Friday night. It's what time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. So it's late. I understand, but hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you would. Our subscribers are growing. It really does help our algorithms out. Really appreciate the subs. We've been growing. Our subs are up to 2150 right now, roughly, and would love to hit to 2200, maybe even by the end of this weekend. If everybody would just take a second who hasn't subscribed, just hit that little X where it pops up and hit subscribe. if you want to get notified when we come on live, you hit the notifications bell and it'll tell you when we're coming on. If not, that's fine. Catch us on Twitter, but please, if you would, it would really be appreciated if you hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. And also, we are heard right here, obviously on YouTube and X, formerly Twitter, but we're on Spotify. We're on Instagram, we're on Apple Podcast, and we're also on TikTok and soon to be on Facebook. And with that, everybody, I want to welcome in a friend of the show, Robbie DeVille. Robbie, how are you, buddy?
Good, how are you? That was a nice game by Snell tonight. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, it was a nice game. I tell you.
Yeah, I sat through it, and I just analyzed that he did pretty well. He didn't have his card like he used to. He just looked at it once and he put it back.
I saw him look at it a couple times, but you know what? I don't mind him looking at the card. If you're going to throw like that,
whatever helps him develop and get the strikeouts, that's all that matters.
Yes,
I think he's throwing a lot of the hitters off too by when he looks at it.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Snell is a student of the game, and the card just kind of refreshes his memory of a little bit. What I love about the changes that Snell has made, and I don't know if the credit goes to Patrick Bailey or if it goes to the pitching coach, the manager, the staff, whoever, but they've got Blake Snell challenging hitters now versus trying to get guys out constantly with stuff. And so he's not walking as many, which allows him to get into the 6th and even the 7th inning. If Blake Snell can give you 6 innings and has a quality start, he's worth the $30 million you're paying him.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the key. The problem that he was doing in the beginning of the season, he was trying to get too fine, hit spots, hit corners. His stuff's so nasty, it's kind of like, hey, come hit it.
Yeah,
I dare you. Yeah. See if you can hit it.
Because that's what I saw in the minor leagues. He was just like throwing junk at him to see if they can hit it.
And I love tonight the last out because when it was hit, I thought, oh crud, it's a gapper. And then I saw Yaz over there, and I was like, oh good, Yaz has got it. And then I saw Ramos charging, and I was like, oh no, no, Elliot.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I don't care if you can get to it. Yaz is camped under that ball. Let him have it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And what they should do in this off season is if they let him walk, let's say, go get a bat first. Go get a bat and see what they can do with it. And then that way, if they pivot to a bat, and then they can bring in like a Burns or even him back. I mean, they're gonna need to do something because you can't have these developed guys like Casey. He hit a home run tonight. I mean, you got to have confidence in these young guys.
Oh, hey man, I love the young kids, man.
Yeah, that's what
I get on Farhan. He drafted some of these guys. You'd think he'd play them. You'd think he'd be like, shoot, I drafted Casey. Maybe I should play him.
Yeah,
I drafted Harrison. Yeah, he's pitching. I drafted Birdsong. I drafted Bailey. Hey, there's 4 guys I just drafted. Who cares if I didn't draft Matos and Ramos? They're young. I'm going to play them. You drafted Fitzgerald. Those are feathers in the dude's cap. If they play and they play well, is he not exonerated a little bit?
Yeah.
But the guy doesn't play him until half the year's over.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Give me a break. The guy's
that's very true.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on.
Yeah, Robbie,
all you do.
Man, hey, thank you for joining. Thanks.
And I think it helps to have Fitzgerald in the top of the order kind of thing, so they can get something moving, and then the bats can follow behind and get runs and not gonna hopefully,
yeah.
But
absolutely.
Tonight was good. Tonight was good for the Giants, and it was good for him to just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm sick of losing. I want to knock guys out."
Absolutely. I loved how he just went after him. Even he went after Ellie the first pitch, man. And I thought Cruz might be trying to go after the first pitch, and just fortunate it went to somebody in the field and wasn't a gapper. Yeah, that would have been hard to swallow, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Robbie, look, one last question for you. I think you will remember. It was Petit when he was 1 out away from a perfect game.
Yes.
It would have been the second perfect game in San Francisco Giants history, and it all would have happened within like a 3-4 year period.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what year Petit's was. Wasn't it like within a year or two of Kane's, maybe?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was right in the championship year.
Yeah, it was in the championship
14.
year. And Kane's was in 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wouldn't that have been something? 1 out away and Pence trapped it.
Yeah.
Pence almost caught that.
Yeah, I'm going to see those guys this week and next weekend at the reunion.
Wow. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me on, guys.
Yeah, Robbie. Hey, thank you, man. Have a great night. You staying with us in the chat?
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
All right. What kind of hat is that? What is that? Or is those glasses? Oh, glasses.
It's the road.
Okay. Nice.
Lotus hat that he.
Let me see that hat. Put that on you, man. I need to get one of those. I do not have the white. Wait a minute.
When they go on the road, they wear their batting practice grays.
Let me look here for a second. I got to stand up and see if I got that hat. Not quite. It's a little. It's the opposite. If you
go on the website, it's a batting practice gray hat.
Okay, I like it. I
wear it so it matches when they're on the road.
Cool, Robbie. You're a great supporter of the show. I appreciate you. You're welcome to join us anytime.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your support.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, man. Keep hitting me up with some of those leads you get me.
Yeah, I will. Take care.
All right. Take care, Robbie. All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Robbie DeVille. Okay. Anybody else want to join the show? The link is out in the chat. Come on in. If Robbie put the camera on, anybody can do that, or you can just hit stop cam and there you have it. My picture pops up, but you'll actually have just a black background. No one will ever see you. Just like calling into KMBR. So, you've seen guys on here that don't put their camera on, even Chardal. Los and Bora Cliff are out tonight. Bora was golfing earlier. Los had some stuff going with some friends. In fact, I just got home at 9:20 tonight. I was out myself with some friends for dinner at their place and came on. What did I come on? About 7:45 for just 15 minutes or so. Came on to do a quick show with Blake Snell's no-hitter. So this is show number 2. So we've already got one broken down into one video already for a short one. I love it. Okay. What happened to my hair, Dan? Oh, you mean this here? My hair is there. I can get it that long now and grow, but it's just going to grow in all gray. So, I actually just did this last night or today. I just take my trimmer and I just shorten it up and I just do my own head, man. It's easy in the summer here it's 110 on a regular basis here in the desert. Like right now, hold on. I'll tell you here. You guys want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy here? Listen to this. Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside right now?
It's about 95 degrees outside.
Did you guys hear that? It's 95 degrees right now at 10 o'clock. It's nuts. So this works really good for me because I don't have to feel all the sweat and everything. So like Mark Graves, man, the guy's got enough hair for 3 of me. He's got a full head of hair, man. I'm jealous. But you know what? I'll be 63 here in just over 2 weeks. You know what? I'm cool. I got a beautiful wife. She loves me. I don't care if I have a bald head anymore. So anyway, guys, that's it. Oh, Eddie, a cool 58. Oh man, that feels good. I love when nights cool off. You know, I had a place up in Idaho, and I was in kind of northwest Idaho. I still have some land up there, and have 5 acres. In fact, beautiful spot to build on, right overlooking the Clearwater River, and it's just gorgeous. I have to show you some pictures some night when I put it on the show. But I had this log cabin, and I put my bed against the wall, and I put 2 windows that slid open so that were right over the bed that looked over to the river. And I liked to sleep at it with the windows open because it would cool down at night. And, you know, in the winters, it'd be into the teens. But in the summer months, it would cool down into the 50s. And I could hear the river flowing, you know, the water. It was just really cool. It was kind of a dream cabin that I had built, and I got to do it I didn't touch it building. I don't know how to do anything of that nature, but I had fun designing it and, you know, placing things where I wanted, and, you know, triple pane windows because it gets cold up there in the winter. So, but when it's in the 50s or even the 40s and you got your window open, that feels good. You know, I sleep with it pretty cold personally myself. I like to sleep with it with 72 degrees, my AC, and I turn the fan on. So I'd probably even do it colder some nights. I just hate being hot. Yeah. So, but guys, tell me your thoughts. What do you think? Does this fire you up that the Giants have a shot at? Are they going to make the playoffs? Is this a team that you feel now can get hot after 2 shutout wins in a row? Keep in mind, it was the A's and the Cincinnati Reds. But is this a team that can go on a run? They're 55 and 56. They played 111 games. That means they have 51 games left. They're 55. Can they win 30? Can they go 30 and 21 and finish with 85 wins and squeak in to the 3rd wild card spot? It's going to be tough. I don't know if you looked at that September schedule. August is not too bad. You know what? Let me see if I can pull up the Giants schedule here, and we'll take a look at that. SF Giants schedule. I want the printable one. Give me a printable. Hold on. Maybe I need to put that one in there. Bear with me 1 second. All right, here we go. I'll pull this up. 1 second here. Present. All right, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this schedule, guys. We look at the rest of August, and we've got, wait a minute. Hold on. Is this 21? What the heck? I'm sorry. What the heck is that? It said 24. I want 24, guys, not this one. All right, let's pull that one down. What a ding dong I am. Okay, hold on. 24. There we go. All right. Might be a little blurry, but I apologize. Oop, let me get rid of that one. Okay. Can you guys see the August schedule there? Okay, so we've got Cincinnati the next 2, and then we go to Washington for 4, come home for Detroit for 3. So this is your chance to really make a run because you've got 6 more games of winnable games on the road. Then you got 3 winnable games at home. So that's 9. Then you got the Braves at home for 4. You should be able to split with them. Then you've got the A's on the road and then back for the Chicago White Sox. So really 6 more, 9 more, 13, 15, 18 more games before they get into the really tough part of their schedule. 18 games. Giants really need to make a run and go like 12-6 over these next 18. If the Giants can go 12-6, I think they're going to make the playoffs. If they go 9-9, they're not going anywhere. And the problem is they've got to overtake some teams. They've got to overtake some teams that are in front of them, and that's the problem. Let's look at September. It gets really rough in September, guys. Take a look at that. Well, let's look at the end of August, too. You got to go to Seattle for 3, to Milwaukee for 3. You come home for 3 easy ones that should be easy against the Marlins, and then you're home for the D-backs, and then it gets tough. I mean, D-backs are tough right there, but then it gets even tougher. 3 on the road at San Diego, back home for Milwaukee and San Diego for 3. Then a tough 9-game stretch on the road. Baltimore for 3, Kansas City for 3, and Arizona for 3 before finishing up at home with 3 with the St. Louis Cardinals and most likely the end of Brandon Crawford's career as a major league player. If he's still on the roster, hopefully he will be. It'd be pretty cool to see Brandon Crawford retire in San Francisco his last game. So that's the schedule, guys, for the remainder of the season. Not easy. Ron Raquel says 15-3. If they go 15-3, they're going to be in the playoffs. You can book it. But let's take a look at the actual the standings here, because the standings show me that this is not going to be easy. Here's the let me refresh it. Okay, there we go. Refreshed. Okay, Giants gained a half a game tonight when San Diego lost. But the top 3 teams still won. San Diego just fell a little bit. If San Diego had won, they would have gained no ground. So you have a great night. You have a no-hitter. You have euphoria. You have lots of just joy and pure adrenaline and a great feeling coming off the, and you win a game, but you don't gain any ground hardly, because the Braves won, the Diamondbacks won, and the Mets won. And those teams are from the bottom to the top, 7 games over 500, 8 games over 500, and 11 over 500. And the Giants are, and the Padres are 7 over 500. And the Cardinals are 2 over, the Pirates 1 over, and then you get to the Giants 1 under. And you got the Cubs on their tail a little bit too. So it looks like Washington is fading out. Too early to say if Cincinnati's done. I think they most likely are done. But if they win the next 2 against the Giants, they're going to be tied with the Giants. So Giants, important win tonight. They got to come back tomorrow and put it to them. So that is the difficult part, is the Giants trying to catch the other teams. Oops, hold on here. Let me go back. Let's take a look at the American League wild stand. Let's just take all of it. Look at American League. We've got the Yankees on top by 3.5 over Kansas City, and then the Royals with the second wild card, followed by the Twins, and then Boston just 2 games back of them, then Seattle, Tampa, Texas is done. Put a fork in them. They've lost 3 in a row right out of after the trade deadline. Yeah, you got to just basically the Rangers, the reigning World Series champs, look like they're done. Detroit's done. Toronto's done. The other 2 teams not even worth mentioning. It looks like Tampa's might be the last team that has a shot, and that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough. Let's take a look at the actual divisions and see how they're doing. Baltimore and the Yankees are they are. They're dead heat. Both identical records. Boston 5.5 back. Tampa only shot as a wild card. Cleveland looks like they're going to win the division. Kansas City and Minnesota fighting for wild cards. And then Houston and then Seattle just fell apart. Houston caught them. But let me look here. Yep, we don't have too much changes in the overall standings. Looks like St. Louis has jumped back at Pittsburgh, so I'm going to have to do something there to change my hats. And look who's here to rescue me. The Great Los.
Carlos from Ween Creek. Nice to meet you.
Hey.
I've been a big supporter of your show, Dan. Just thought I'd come on and chime in a little bit.
Hey, thanks, Los.
How is everybody tonight?
Where are you from, man? Where are you calling from? Where are you joining the show from?
I'm on the east side, Queen Creek, Arizona. It's pretty damn hot tonight. Just been in the pool for the last 2.5, 3 hours with a bunch of friends, having some adult beverages and some laughs and talking baseball. I look in and see the TV on, and I'm seeing, geez, Snell's got a no-hitter going on. It's 5th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning. I'm like, shit, I need to go inside. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to throw a complete game right when I said he couldn't. F you, Los. Nice. That's okay.
Oh, man. I was pumped. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I was over some friends. I was watching on my phone, and I just like going, I'm not, I didn't want to say, someone goes, I'm like, yeah, in the 9th. And my friend goes, oh, what's going on? And I said, oh, just a guy's pitching a great game. I didn't want to say he's got a no-hitter. I wasn't going to jinx it.
Baseball is so superstitious.
Yeah.
So superstitious that you can't even say that. I almost want to
be
defiant and say it and see what happens.
We got I got to get you that range extender. I think it might help your internet's lagging a little bit tonight, but yeah, when you come by,
I'm lagging tonight. It's not the internet, it's me. My internet's fine. I'm taking one for the team. I don't have my best stuff, Dan, but I'm trying to fight through it and just get 6 innings for the.
Okay, there we go. I was gonna say when you said, I said, where you coming from? Where you calling from? I grew up in, chat. Don't take this the wrong way. It's not. It's just fun. Los knows it's a joke, but I spent 10, 12 years in Southern California, and there's a DJ by the name of Rick Dees. And he was biggest station in Southern California, but he always had, hey, who's going? Hey, this is Chewy from La Puente. He always did this. It was his voice, but it was pretty funny. Chewy from La Puente.
There's a Bay Area DJ known as Chewy Gomez. I've actually known him for a while. Yeah, he used to be on the night scene beat. I forget what he was at, 95.7, 98.1. I can't remember the radio station right now. But yeah, Chewy Gomez was big in the Bay Area. So I got in late. Tell me, is the chat all of a sudden saying, here come the playoffs? I haven't even read anything. I swear I'm not cheating. If I know our chat, they're saying playoffs, here we come. And they're probably saying something along the lines of let's extend Blake Snell. Is that true?
I'm hearing a little bit of extend. I'm not hearing much on the playoffs too much. I tried to tell people, look, I think if they make the playoffs, they'll be dangerous. But the odds of them making the playoffs to me is still minuscule. They're 4 games out, and they gain, a historic night, euphoria, jubilee, joy, back-to-back shutouts, a no-hitter, and you've gained a half game. And I know you got to have momentum, but there's going to be games that you lose and you lose ground, and there's going to be games where you lose and you don't make up any ground. You don't lose ground. You're neutral. There's games you win where you're neutral. There's games you win and you gain. But that's why it's so difficult, because you're not just chasing one team like in the division.
Yeah.
When you're chasing 3, 4, 5 teams ahead of them.
Yeah. I'm not going to change my tune over 2 back-to-back complete games. One of them was a no-hitter. What kind of credibility would I have, would Dan have, if every time the Giants won a few games, we'd be like, oh, we're switching to they're making the playoffs, and then they lose it. Oh, we're switching back. I'm not a politician. I'm going to stick by what I've seen all year long. The team is up and down. It can look like a World Series champion, and then it could look like the Rockies or the A's. So until they win 10 of 12, 11 of 13, get over 500, man, before we start even thinking that. Once they do that and they play consistent ball, then maybe I'll change my tune. But for now, no.
Yeah, I just put up the schedule, Los. Did you see it? Were you in the chat at the time?
I wasn't.
Okay, let me put it back up again, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. They've got 18 games. Their next 18 games are actually winnable. They've got 4 at home with the Braves. They could split that, but the rest of the games, this is the opportunity that they need to take to go 12-6. Okay, here it is. Can you guys see it up on the board now? Is it there? Okay, so you got Cincinnati for 2 more, and then Washington for 4, Detroit at home for 3, Atlanta at home for 4, and then you go 2 of the A's, 3 at home with the White Sox. So that's 18 games before you face the Mariners on the road. If you can go 12-6, right now you're 55-56. Did I count that right? Let me make sure. 2, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. 12-6 would bring you to 67-63. Now you're giving yourself a chance. Go ahead. But you're probably still, even if you go 12-6, you're probably still chasing, but you're closer.
I think it was last year, around this time, maybe a little earlier, maybe it was in July, and the Giants were a better record than they are right now. Mm-hmm. And me and Eric said, hey, this next 3-week stretch, they better make up some ground and win some games, because September, late August is going to be really, really nasty. And they didn't. They struggled in the stretch of games when they could have made up ground. And that was it. They were done, because when the schedule got tougher, they just folded. So here we are again. It's the same scenario with a worse record, and they have some winnable games. I mean, Cincinnati's kind of like them. They're an up and down team. They have a good lineup, though. When they don't face Webb and Snell, they may put up some runs in that ballpark. Washington's a very improved young team, but they can beat them. They can beat Detroit. Atlanta may be a little tough. They can beat the A's. The White Sox, they should beat. So they should, I mean, it's about 26, 27 games this month. They should go 15-12, 16-11. If they do that, they have a shot. If they go 500 or less with September coming up, they're done. Just like I said last year, and they'll be done. Kyle McKiernan, how are you, lad?
Hey, You're the new guy. Where are you from again? Mr. Los. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, I was in the chat a little bit ago. Mark Graves and Red Jet. I remember yesterday, Mark Graves was talking about his pool's like 95. And I was like, man, dude,
I threw
my
in
parents' pool, 108. There's 118 here. And it was about, no, Dan, you were like, why do you get over here and barbecue? It's 75 in my house. My dad's born July 3rd, so basically the 4th of July every year, right? And I'm doing jalapeno poppers and barbecuing, and it's 112 in the shade, and I'm going literally into the pool every 7 to 10 minutes. And I'm looking at like family, friends. I'm like, this isn't pool water. Like, get out, evaporates, and just like, got to be the biggest idiot in the world to do jalapeno poppers and steak and barbecue when it's 118 out. So, and then Red Jet's like, one, whatever. I'm like, it's 106 right now. I know about Arizona.
Hey, man, I knew I had people coming over. I dropped 8 bags of ice in the pool. I put the aerator on, which the little mist that has cool water, and that dropped it to about 88. That's fine. If it's in the 80s, that's doable. Yeah, when it starts getting into the 90s, it's like a freaking hot tub, man. It's not enjoyable.
That's what I was telling Mark. I was like, man, like, once the pool, when it's 92 degrees and it's already been 112, 114 for 5-6 days straight, 92 degrees feels like 75. You're just like, whoa, it's nice out.
The thing about it is I have these huge umbrellas too, those big, massive ones that can get shade on the pool. The problem is, and Dan knows this, in Arizona in the afternoon, that wind comes, and it's a strong, gusty wind, and they fly all over the place. So I have to put them down in the afternoon because one of them went into the pool last year because it was such a strong wind. One of my best friends is coming out from there in 8 days. And I was joking to them, like, dude, it's like almost like you're going to get on the airplane, leave Phoenix. The pilot could do a circle in the sky, land back in Phoenix, and you wouldn't know the difference in weather because it's the same. It's so hot here. But anyways, enough about the weather that's boring people. I had a couple questions for you guys. I was thinking about it. I know, first off,
first of all, we got a shout out to Kyle from our member, one of the members.
I can't see the chat because I'm always on my phone. What'd they say?
It's right up there on the screen.
I only have my phone. I never see chat when I'm live with you guys. I never see it.
Chardal says, hi, Kyle. And then he says, Kyle, I love your sense of humor.
Yeah, thanks, Chardal, man. Thanks, man. Thanks,
all
bro.
right. So member Chardal, man, putting the comments out there. Do we have any other member comments? I want to make sure I didn't miss any member comments. Because that's part of the deal is when you get a member, you get 24 schedule. Yeah, we put that out. Chardal, let's see. Chardal's in here.
Is Red a moderator now?
She is.
Yeah.
Girl. Thank you, Michelle.
She's out there working hard.
Appreciate it.
She's gonna get. I'm gonna talk to Red. We're gonna get some pictures. We're gonna fix up this show and make it look a little better.
Go ahead. Sorry.
She's got some design talent for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to go through the chat there and make sure I did not miss anything. So, go ahead, Kyle. You got some questions. You said.
Yeah, like you guys had Marty on recently, and kind of really like I listened to his segment, not the whole thing because it was pretty much a lot of the show, but a certain time frame multiple times, and kind of really like read into what I think what he was saying. And he's been part of like a baseball organization, so the whole I want your guys' take, but I'm thinking about it like, will Farhan get? That's kind of the topic and kind of the big thing in the media right now is like, will he be fired if they don't make the playoffs? And like,
better be.
He's not. I think what Marty told you guys on this show really digested with me is like that is such a big umbrella, and it's like I think that he's kind of pretty much been on the hot seat, but the fact that he kind of said in your show, like, you don't just go find a new GM. Like, I think he got
a whole year to
extended.
work on it.
Why not?
Well, I think he got extended because it's like
I don't care.
this guy is going to be gone. He's going to be gone, but we're not.
I don't care if he got extended or not. He needs to go if they don't make the playoffs.
100%. I agree.
I mean, that would be a total miscalculation again of not selling and trading off Snell. I mean, the Giants, all the Giants had to do is say, look, we'll pay his salary next year if he opts in. Take the gamble. Take the gamble that he's going to opt out. Now with the team who's taking him has no risk other than paying him this year his final whatever he's owed, 15 million or less, right? Probably 12 million because they pay based on the season. They're 60% through. So if he's getting 30 million this year, 60% of that is 18 million. He's only owed 12 million. Look, team can take, they'll spend 12 million, but nobody wants to be on the hook for this. What happens if Blake Snell does awful for us and opts back in and we're stuck with his contract next year? Or worse, what happens if Blake Snell blows out his arm and he can't pitch next year and we're not giving up a top prospect taking that chance. All the Giants had to do is say, look, we will pay if he opts in, we'll pay, we're on the hook for the contract. You take that risk because it's just money to the Giants, number one. And number two, the likelihood he's going to opt out and you're not going to pay it.
Especially after a no-no.
Well, this would have been before the no-no, but yes.
Right.
But just after his last performances. So you're saying, wait a minute, you don't want to part ways with a top prospect if we cover the salary next year? And they say no. And then you just say, okay, I guess you don't want to win the World Series. Bye. And then you just hang up and see if they'll call back. Because you know what? You could have gotten a top prospect if you would have taken them off the hook for next year. That was the concern. And it would have been my concern if I'm a general manager, if I'm running a business. Like, I don't want, it's risk reward, right? If you take the risk out of it for me, now it's all reward. It's easy. You know, I make deals like that all the time. But if I've got risk in it, now you got me I'm getting some skittish. I'm getting a little skittish. I'm like, I want to pull the trigger. You got to help push me over the line, you know? So that's the thing. The Giants had the opportunity. I can't put all the blame on Farhan because I think ownership has to make the final call on that figure. So to me, their owners are stupid. Just purely stupid. They're short-sighted. They're dumb, stupid owners.
But Farhan, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
I'll just say this. Look, you can't attract a hitter here. You're not getting a hitter to come. You're not getting Juan Soto. You're not getting Pete Alonso. You're not getting an all-star type of hitter. Kobe Mayo or someone like him was out there for the right price. The Giants weren't willing to do it.
You saw some of those articles that I mentioned. Huh?
Yeah.
They popped up. All they had to do was cover some of Snell's contract, and
they probably didn't even have to cover all of it for next year.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me that an organization that is really it's a few pieces away from contending. You can turn it around. You can turn it around rather quickly. Look, we don't know what Casey Schmidt, he showed some pop. We don't know if Tyler Fitzgerald could keep it up, but he's had 10 home runs already in limited time. You know, you see Luciano, you see Ramos, you see Matos, you see Bailey. Look, you can have young guys all over the diamond, practically. And then if you would have made a trade for like a Kobe Mayo, my goodness, you're really close. You're getting closer. I don't get it.
That's That's the biggest difference between the Niners front office and ownership and the Giants front office. The Niners hired a guy like Tom and Sula, gave him a 4-year deal, guaranteed, and after 1 year said, "You're done. We're cutting bait. Here,
Right.
I'll give you 3 more years." And the next year, they hire another coach, and he gave him 1 more year, and he's gone. So they sucked it up. They paid the money. If they're holding on to Farhan just because they have to pay him for a couple of years, that shows you, what the organization is all about. They're billionaires, but they're still like being really cheap when it comes to money. They didn't want to let go of Slater for the longest time because they owed him a little money. When the Miami Marlins released a guy and they ate about $18 million of salary, and they're the Marlins, they're not making near what the Giants are. So, it's a mindset for finances with this ownership, big time. And they do have a nice pitching staff. I wouldn't go far and say it's the best pitching staff in baseball, starting rotation, but it's damn good. If he had tweaked it and gotten a few more pieces here, because let's face it, as far as the lineup goes, I mean, the only 2 people I really feel comfortable with at bats is Ramos and Fitzgerald. I don't feel comfortable in anybody else, like consistently. If they had gotten 2 more bats to back up those guys, and
Yes.
2 more bats to back up those guys, so you have a balanced lineup, now we're talking, but you don't. And Mark Canha, I don't care what he does in the next 3 or 5 days, he's not the answer. He's not. So they had a chance to get better and buy. They had a chance to sell and get a lot of prospects and build for the future, and they did neither. And that was really disappointing. Really disappointing.
Right. I feel like Farhan's the most ultimate, like, middle of the road, which we talked about, like lucky and a failure at the same time. And think about baseball, right? If you're 500, you're right down the middle. So it's like you get Rodon. He dodged a huge bullet. Guy went to the Yankees. Done. Gosman, you totally screwed that up. You should have kept that guy. It's just like back and forth and back and forth. It's unbelievable, that guy. But it's not good enough. Like, you got to be a winner. So enough of that. But I like the last caller that called in, Yasmera Petit. I remember, I don't know where each one of you guys were, but I remember the day or the night. It was a night game where I was when that perfect game went. Just like Dan said, Hunter Pence went in, done. Perfect game was over.
Was it 2 outs? 2 outs?
Yeah, 2 outs. 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 outs. Unbelievable. Just like,
I mean, that's got to be the worst feeling ever as a ball player, as a pitcher, to like be that close to, how many perfect games? Less than 30 in the history of Major League Baseball?
I think it's like 20, 26 or something like that.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, let me get to one comment here I starred earlier that I really liked. Mitchell Ness, looking at the wild card, those teams farther out than I thought in 2 months when the Giants missed the playoffs. Will the Snell 1-win no-hitter be worth it from slowing the rebuild for next year? Yeah, see, Mitchell Ness has got it. I think they really blew a golden opportunity. Now, if the Giants somehow make the playoffs and they get in, and have some success because of their pitching, I think Farhan gets exonerated. If they miss the playoffs and Snell pitches well and walks, it's got to be grounds for immediate dismissal. You cannot make the same mistake over and over and over again. He made it with Rodon in 22. Last year he did nothing and got A.J. Pollock and said, we got the horses to get there. This year he said, we got the horses to get there again. You can't keep giving this guy a leash and not rein him in at some point. I just don't get it. How do you keep a guy? We'll see. I mean, I'm not a fan of Farhan just simply because he misses out on talent. He doesn't know how to negotiate. He doesn't know how to read the room, feel what's going on. I mean, guys, the Giants are 4 games out. they have to climb over in the wild card right now.
There's no more time.
Them, Atlanta, Arizona, New York, and San Diego, San Diego and the Mets are deadlocked for the third spot. Then you got the Cardinals and Pirates, and then the Giants. So the Giants have to top the Pirates, the Cardinals, the Padres, and the Mets. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams ahead of them.
Assuming those teams lose a little bit too.
They have to, right. They have to, that's how they got to catch them. They got to win, and those teams got to lose. And so it makes it very difficult because at some point, if you keep winning and you don't gain much ground, then you start losing because, they're not going to go, they got 51 games left. They're not going 40-11. Okay. They're not going to take matters into their hands and win 40 games and win 95 games on the season.
Yeah, right. No way.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
It's going to be tough for them to win 30 games. Okay. It's going to be tough for them to win 30 and 21, which will get them to 85. They're probably more likely to go out of 51 games, the way that the season's gone. They're probably looking at a 26 and 25, which puts them at 81 and 81. That's the kind of team they've been all year. They're probably looking in that range, and I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it. They got to win 30. They got to win 30 of the next 51 to have a shot.
You know what the best thing that happened for the Giants the last 2 games was their bullpen has now had, with the day off, 3 days off.
Good point.
That is something nobody is talking about.
Yes.
We all know their
Great
bullpen has been gassed all year long. They got Wednesday off with Webb start. They got Thursday off to fly out, and they took tonight off. That is huge. Okay. We're not just all negative on here, and we do recognize some positive things. So if there is something that could come out of that, maybe that bullpen gets a little re-energized. Maybe there's a little bit more pep on the fastball.
And especially after the no-hitter, Los.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit more snap on those sliders. So keep an eye out for the bullpen the next few games and see if some guys that maybe have been scuffling a little bit.
Great point.
A little bit more.
Great point. Get the bullpen got rest. That is a huge point, Los. That's 3 days of rest. That's on top of just getting the All-Star 5 days off for the All-Star break. That bullpen getting a needed boost. Now you got to hope that Harrison can go 6 minimum, ideally 7. I mean, if you can start getting your starters to go 7 innings, and I don't understand personally why teams don't build their starters to go 7, because it's a mindset, it's a conditioning thing. If you just had, guys used to go 9 complete games. They used to pitch 25 plus complete games a season.
All back in the day,
on 3 days rest, not 4. Yeah. So I don't get
show had like 247 complete games or something stupid.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it was unbelievable. These guys. Yeah. So anyway, you got any other questions for us, Kyle?
Yeah. I've actually brought this one up for like probably a week now. I know you guys have so many people in the chat, and I'm glad Los is on too. It's kind of my thought on the wild card. It's my own opinion. I'm not a fan of 3. I'm just not. But what if MLB did it like this and they did? Because I'm a big proponent of like, the wild card and more. Well, guess what? Play better. You don't want to be in the wild card? Then play better. So I think it'd be cool if the number 1 wild card was a 3-gamer. And I'm a fan of the 1-gamer. But if the number 1 wild card was a 3-gamer and the number 2 and the number 3 were 1-gamers, what do you guys think?
Say that again.
So the 4 seed would play the 3 seed would play the 6 seed in a.
And it's not a series. It's like old school, like how it's been before. So like we got the wild cards, and yeah, you have the bottom feeders. It's a one game game. It's not a series of 3, right? Is that how the wild card
Yeah,
is set up?
3 plays 6 in a 3-game series, and 4 plays 5 in a 3-game series.
Yeah,
So you saying 3 and 6 play a 3-game series, and 4 and 5 play a 1-game series, or?
Yes.
So you're giving the 6th place team 3 games, 3 chances to.
You're basically
win.
having the seed that's the best with the other opponent in the American League, even though now baseball is pretty much one league with everyone's got a DH, and we all play each other all the time now. But yeah, you got like the other wild cards are like 1-gamers to like rip up that excitement and be like, dude, you really shouldn't be in here. You're getting a 1-gamer, and then the top wild card's getting a 3-gamer. I think that'd be cool, and also would keep the playoffs pushing forward because you're not waiting around like for travel and separate.
Yeah,
days.
I think it would be kind of logistically hard to do that when you have different series that your one's a 1 game and the other's a 3 game. You're still waiting on somebody the 3 games.
But yeah, but it even happened before, Dan, because you would see that wild card game when it was just 1 game, and then they'd wait, and then you'd see teams waiting like 5 days to go play again, and then they get their ass kicked because baseball, you got to play every single day.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd ask you, Los, what do you think?
If I was the 4 and 5 seed, I'd be pissed that I'm playing a series where I have 1 bad game and I'm out when I played better than the 6th seed, and they get 3 chances, 2 out of 3. So that's what I would probably have against it. But other than that, it's not a horrible idea. I just think no matter what sport it is, they're always going to do whatever is going to make more money.
Right.
Football's always talking about the health of the players. They're full of crap. They're
full
going
of it. Yeah.
They're going to go to 18 games pretty soon.
Yeah.
We really care about you, but we want like a 20-game season.
And Thursday night football, it's prime time.
Yep.
But these guys kill each other on Sundays and they play on Thursdays. So, and baseball's bringing in the extra wild card because it keeps teams that shouldn't really be in contention around and makes people go to the ballpark. So it's more money and more revenue. Okay, if that's the case, then why not have a 7th seed, an 8th seed? Why isn't it just going to be like basketball where 8 teams make it from each conference? In this case, the National League and the American League. It's just getting out of hand, and it's just like I always say the phrase: it's lowering the bar. It's lowering the bar. I think 4 is perfect. Three division winners and 1 wild card. I think that's the perfect number.
I totally agree.
Yeah, because this thing about teams, the higher seeds waiting around, baseball is the one game that you just can't do that. It's not like football where you get that rest and you're rejuvenated. You got to stay in rhythm. You got to stay on patterns and routines. So you got these great ball clubs that have been just kicking ass all year long, 1 seeds that they sit around for a week, they get a little stale, and then they go out in the first round more times than not. That's tough. So I don't know if there's a right answer, but for me, it's 4 teams in each league make the playoffs. That would be ideal, but I don't think we're ever going back to that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, Los.
Once you go more, you can never go back to less teams. Once you go to 17 game schedule, you can't go back to 16. You can't.
Like what the NBA has been doing. They're just like everyone's 500. Yeah, it's weird because baseball's like that right now. There's like what? You got 65% of all of baseball that's like right in the middle, and then you have like this much at the top and this much that's like they're doing nothing. So you have like it's kind of fun, but at the same time, I don't know. That's why I kind of had my idea of like, you know what? 1 game. I love Bumgarner against the Pirates. I loved when Crawford hit the grand slam. This is it. It's do or die. Like, shit or get off the pot. And
there we go. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, that one game. It really is.
It's kind of like the no-hitter in the perfect game, where it's like today I was just like, oh my gosh. I love the Reds fans who were like, it's 106, it's 162. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
You want to sit by your ticket and watch a no-hitter?
Hey, you know what? I said this. I don't care who's pitching.
Nope.
A no-hitter. I want to see it. And if the Giants are getting no hit, and it looks like, unless it's a 1-0 game, 2-0, where they have a chance to actually win the game, I don't mind seeing them get no hit, because if they're losing 5-6-0 and it's like, okay, you're going to lose anyway. This guy's worked his butt off his whole life. He's got a shot at, baseball immortality with a no-hitter.
It's very rare because you're playing against the best in the world.
Yeah, and I love seeing it. And I root for the guy all the time throwing the no-hitter, just because it's such an accomplishment that I like seeing people celebrate. I do.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing teams celebrate against my team. Teams I hate that win and celebrate, it bugs me, because I don't want to see my team get. But individual celebrating, to me, that's cool. You know what? I'm a fan of a team in baseball, basketball, football. I'm a fan of the Giants, Warriors, and Niners. But individual accomplishments that somebody does, I respect it, because I know how hard it is to get there. And you know what? If a guy does some great feat, breaks a record, you know what? I'm fine. I learned a while ago that the uniform is the uniform. What do I got? I got one of these right here. Obviously I joke I'm wear the winning cap, but I can't stand the Dodgers, right? But you know what? When I see guys in life that go through hard times, when Freddie Freeman's got a 3-year-old boy that's in the hospital with Epstein-Barr, and
is that what happened? I didn't know the final.
Epstein-Barr, I think it's called. I think he got taken off of a ventilator and everything. But you know what? My heart goes out to Freddie Freeman and his wife and his kid. And, I'll take time to pray for healing for that little boy. I don't see a uniform.
Right.
I see a man just like me who's got a family.
Right.
Dan, I'm so happy you said this, because I'm not going to get into it, because I'd probably start crying live. But like my buddy, dude, just the biggest diehard Giants guy. And Freddie got a hit, whatever, the other night. And he's like, oh, I hate that guy, and I hate that guy. I'm like, will you ever actually spend time to watch that documentary of what happened in his life?
Oh, that was a great documentary.
I'm like, dude, it's so terrible. And he's like, I don't care. FLA, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude. And I'm like, it actually seems pretty, like, I do not like LA. I hate LA. Like, honestly, I like Clayton Kershaw because that guy's a gangster.
I like Kershaw. I like Betts. I like Freeman. I have nothing against those guys. I like Ohtani. I mean, I've actually watching the Dodgers play, because I love baseball so much. They play it well.
Play hard, fast.
I root against them, but I like watching good baseball.
I was just trying to get that through to my buddy, and it's like, dude, if you watch his documentary, you might cry. Maybe not, because you have no kids or anything. But like, my daughter was on life support. I spent 2 weeks in San Francisco, like, literally, like, are you going to die right now? Life flighted, helicopter, bombed out of here. Like, so it's just like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Like, dude, the guy's mom died. His kids almost died. And it's like, I know, like, it's baseball, but, like, sometimes you got to be like, hey, man.
No offense.
I'm like, chill out, dude.
Yeah, no offense to your buddy, but, like, just some people they won't change. They're just going to stay in their ways no matter what.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
Hey, look,
and that's fine.
You know what? People that hate on individual players in their whatever's going on in their life because they wear the uniform of the team you root against, and they can't see past that, there's not much there.
Left.
There's a lot of shallowness there, because if you're putting, oh, he plays for the Rams or the Dodgers or the Lakers or whatever team is your arch rival that you can't stand, and you can't pull for that man personally in his life, what he's going through, I'm sorry, man.
Like Brian Stowe, they got his whole dome kicked in, and he's done. He's permanently damaged for the rest of his life. Like, really? Over what? A jersey? Like, come on.
Who is that? Which one? Oh, Stowe?
Yeah.
Did you say Brian's? Yeah. Horrible.
And the guy's a paramedic, so he sees people in that condition all the time, and then it happened to him. Like, how horrible is that? That's like, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
man. And people need to grow up with their sports sometimes too, because, you know, we get all ripped and upset with these guys. But, you know, I was watching the Olympics today, and the 10,000 meter race. It was so cool. The U.S. had a guy, can't remember his name now, but they've never medaled. They've only medaled once in like 100 years or something.
The baton?
No, a 10,000 meter race. You know, it's like I don't know if it's like close to a half marathon or whatever. It was like 25 laps, you know, and they were like bunched up the whole way. And then it got down to the last lap, and, you know, they were all in like one lane. I'm like, how do they not trip on each other? They're just, you know, their feet are just going, and they're this far apart, and they're just, I'm like, one little kick, a stroke,
one ankle could destroy you.
And the American guy, he actually was on the inside, and he stepped on the curb and almost twisted his ankle, and he almost fell. But anyway, he was running, and at the end of the race, they all kind of spread out and opened up, and they went wide like horses do, you know, down the stretch. And he was in second, and he just got nosed, but he ended up with the bronze. But the camaraderie amongst the Ethiopians and the Ugandans, and they're hugging the American guy, and, you know, when you compete,
lot of work goes into that.
Yeah, when you compete, you get it.
That's what you're visualizing, is the work ethic for years that no one's seen till right now.
Yeah, you see what happens, and then when I'm watching a ball game, and I see guys get on first base, and Freeman's down there at first, and he's smiling and talking to him, or second base, they go, look, these guys aren't enemies that play. There's a few that get, you know, but for the most part, they respect each other, and they just, you know, they play hard to win. But at the end of the day, you know, there was a politician, and it's the first politician, and I don't talk politics, but it's the first politician I've actually heard that had something. I said, good for you. It was here in Arizona. I can't remember what race it was. I think it was for the Secretary of State or something. Guy's name was Richter or something like that. Anyway, he lost yesterday. Our election was Tuesday. He said politics is all about, you know, you win and it's about winning and losing in a race. And today, you know, I lost, and you just have to deal with it. And I was like, how refreshing, you know, dude lost, acknowledged it, and said, you deal with it. Yeah. And I mean, man, so anyway, well, Kyle, man, hey, it's always great to have you on the show. We'll have to have you on next time. Give us some trivia.
Yeah, I always love those ones. I think we all were equal, because I got 5 of those suckers, and the other 2, I'm like, man. Oh, the one I couldn't figure out, when strike 3, drop ball, and reach the base. Oop. I was like, you see it, but it's like basically 100% of the time they just throw it to the first base, or they swipe them like that. So you're like, oh, it's such like a routine thing. It's like, oh no, that's actually a way. Like, if they were to overthrow the ball over first base, they'd reach first base. It's like that one and whatever. But yeah, those things are kind of fun, just to make the little wheel turn. So, all right, guys. I'll see you
No
later.
doubt. Later,
All right,
Kyle.
thanks, Cal. Thanks so much.
See ya.
All right, so we are going to close out this show, Los, and I am going to find players with multiple teams on.
I have an interesting question for everybody. So we're talking about, he's mentioned his friend like hates Freddie Freeman. Okay, so let's take hate out of the equation. No, nobody's worth hating. Let's just say, let's stay with baseball for now. We can do all three sports, but that might be a little challenging. Think about one player or two, if you want, that you just can't stand from another team, past or present. Like the guy just, the sight of him pissed you off. For me, Steve Garvey. Could not stand Steve Garvey. All
For me, it
American.
was funny. It was Ron Say for me.
Yeah, just of course, and it doesn't have to be a guy from your rival team. There could be a player that just rubs you the wrong way. Just the way he carries himself. Maybe he's arrogant. Maybe he just owns your team, whatever. But think about one player or two, maybe. Again, it could be from the past. It could be right now that you just think about it hard. Like every time you see him, you're like, oh man, I can't stand this guy. Not the person, nothing personal, just the player himself. Anybody else besides Ron Say come to mind?
Yeah, I've got.
I didn't like Don Sutton either.
Yeah, I'll give you a basketball one.
Oh, Yasiel Puig. That's a good one.
Yeah, Puig. I thought of Puig. You want a basketball one?
Yeah,
how about
a football one if you got it too.
I got Pat Beverly in basketball, man. Guy just.
Yeah, he's annoying as hell.
Yeah. Tommy Pham's another guy, baseball. I don't like him. He's always looking for a fight.
You know who I couldn't stand in football, and then he came to the Niners?
Oh, let me guess. Bill Romanowski.
Nope.
Let me guess. Was he a Cowboy?
No, good guess though.
Oh.
I could not stand this dude. This dude was arrogant and talked crap. And then
Randy Moss?
And then he came to the Niners.
Randy Moss?
No.
Oh.
Richard Sherman.
Oh. And then you loved him, didn't you?
Yeah. It's just, you see that and you hear about that all the time. Like you just can't stand a guy on another team. And then he comes on your team and Crabtree!
Don't mess with me, Crabtree! You can't touch me, Crabtree! Remember that?
After the NFC Championship?
Oh, God.
That's what you get when you put an average receiver like him on me. Don't ever disrespect my name. Shut up, man. I couldn't stand him all the time.
That was hard, man. That was hard.
You know that play that Kaepernick threw a pick on?
Max Muncy, there's another guy, yeah. Go
If
get it out of the ocean.
If Kaepernick looks left instead of right, Anquan Bolden was streaking wide open, but he didn't even look left.
How many times have the Niners had games? We watched it in the Super Bowl where who was wide open across the middle, the back of the end zone on that play where Burford missed his assignment. And they threw it out to the flat, but was it Ayuk coming over the middle?
It was Ayuk.
He's wide open.
Ayuk.
Oh, gosh.
Bad play call. Should have went max protect. But he calls I don't want to get into shenanigans.
Yeah, I know.
I'll start going off on him. But
you want to close with the Immaculate Grid?
Yeah, why not?
Let's see. We got it. I think we got a good one. If I can pull the right one up here, I think it's this one. I think I saw Giants. There it is. You see it?
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't stand Al Roboski too.
Oh yeah, the bad Hungarian.
What a gimmick! It's like you clown. I loved when the Giants hit him. It didn't happen often, but.
All right, here we go. This should be fun. I think I can get I think we can get the. Okay, the top.
You take a shot at it, and then I'll take my shot.
Back me up. All right, chat. Hang out. Don't answer unless we call on you and we need your help. Now, what is this first box on the left? Giants. Is it 200 career wins? What are we doing here?
The first box is somebody that played for both the Giants and the Mets.
Oh, all right. That's easy. Willie Mays.
That's an easy one. I was going to say Armando Benitez.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, how do I?
Yeah, go
How do
Willie.
What? Okay.
Click in the box, and then I think you can click in the players.
Oh, okay. I need to go to the actual opening here. Let me go. Okay.
Yeah, click in the box, and then type in Willie Mays. There you go.
Right there.
That's selected. And then
All right.
select it.
I hit it, right? It's in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one, 200 plus career wins pitching. Is this a Met?
Yeah. Tom Seaver.
There you go. That's what I would have said.
Great Tom Seaver. Is Tom Seaver underrated, Dan?
A little bit.
Not a lot of people talk about him as one of the best pitchers of all time.
Okay, Mets played second base minimum one game.
Oh, God. You got to be kidding me.
Okay. Gosh, who's playing second base for him now? I mean, it's like
O'Neill?
No, Jeff McNeil?
Jeff McNeil? But I don't want to pick him. Let's pick somebody better. Somebody relevant. Who's a relevant second baseman Met?
Well, didn't Cano play there too?
I thought he was a Yankee.
Didn't he go to the Mets? I'm not looking at the chat right now because I can't see. Okay. I mean, we don't want to miss this.
No. But yeah,
I mean,
I'd be sad if we missed it.
Now, I mean, Felix Mion. Gosh, why can't I?
Who was the second baseman of that great '86 team that won the World Series? Wally Backman.
Wally Backman. Yeah, have you seen him as a coach? Let's put in Wally. You want to put in Wally?
Let's put in Wally.
Wally Backman. There he is.
Nice.
All right. Okay, so now this Angels played for the Angels and the Giants, right?
JT.
Is that right? JT Snow. That's who I was going to say. JT. You could also do JT Snow. This is when you get the Giants A's. How about let's go with Vida?
Oh yeah, I love Vida.
You can put a lot of people, but I want Vida's pitcher in there.
Yep, great guy. Number 14.
Could have put Willie McCovey too.
Yep.
200 plus wins for the Angels. Is that right? Is that what we're looking for? Nolan Ryan, right?
Wait, maybe not. He pitched the majority of his career with the Astros and the Rangers. He might not have got 200 with the Angels. Think of somebody that had a longer career with the Angels.
Angels.
I can see his face, and I can't think of his name.
Well, Don Sutton pitched, but he got most of his wins with the Dodgers.
Who was the guy that had one arm?
Jim Abbott.
You think he won 200 games?
Did he win 200 games? I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe not. That's a tough one.
I think it's going to be Nolan. I think Nolan was there long enough. He was there from early 70s till early 80s.
He started his career with the Mets.
69 Mets.
And then he went to the Angels for – think about it, though, Dan. I mean, if he only pitched there 6 years, he's not winning.
No, he pitched – when did he go to the Astros? Early 80s?
I want to say 86. 80. He wasn't there with Mike Scott and them, was he? No, I don't think so. Yeah,
I think it's got to be Ryan. I don't know.
I mean, that's a safe bet. Nobody's coming to mind that had a long career with the Angels.
I'm gonna.
Oh, wait a minute.
Langston, the lefty, Mark Langston.
What's his name?
I don't think he was there long enough.
I'm seeing his face.
Did he pitch in the Giant in the
Finley. Chuck Finley. Did he win 200?
Not with the Angels.
No.
No. I mean, you're talking 10 years of 20 wins. It's got to be an elite pitcher with the Angels.
I mean, we're running out of options here. I think we might have
Should we ask the chat? Is chat? We think I think it's Nolan Ryan, but what? No, not Ryan. Cliff says Chuck Finley only won 165.
Oh,
Frank Tanana.
Old school Frank Tanana.
He was there a long time.
He had a good career. That may not be a bad choice right there. I'm even trying to think of a guy that won Cy Young for the Angels in the last 30 years. That might have
Under 40 likes. Red says, "Let's do better, peeps." Yeah, let's get those likes up to 100.
Crack that whip, Red. Crack that whip.
Crack that whip. Who we going with? What was the name we just said?
Frank Tanana.
Tanana. He was there a long time. 200 wins? Wait, is it with the Angels though, or is it just 200 wins and he pitched with the Angels at one point in his career?
Well, if that's the case, then it's Nolan Ryan. Yeah, you got to go Nolan. See what happens.
Because I don't know if it's all with. Is it just an Angel who had 200 wins? That's
a good question because he wasn't there long enough to get 200 wins, in my opinion. I want to say he was there for maybe 8 years at the most.
How about Tommy John wasn't there long enough, was he?
Tommy John was a Dodger and a Yankee.
Did he not do with the Angels for a while?
Very short while.
Okay, I'm going Nolan Ryan.
Yep.
Mark says I'm correct. I think it's just being with the team. Nolan Ryan, 66 to 93. Got it. Okay, A's, 200 wins. We've got a few we could go with. We could go with, did Catfish do 200?
Jim Hunter.
Jim Hunter, yeah, Catfish Hunter. Jim Catfish Hunter. You had Vida Blue. Stewart. You had Dave Stewart. I don't think Zito got 200. I think it's either Bob Welch. He won 27 one year with the A's.
Bobby Welch.
I think it's either Stewart.
Mark Mulder.
I don't think he got it. I think it's Welch. Welch was pitched a long time.
Tim Hudson. No. Is that Buster snoring?
Yeah.
Man, he's got a good snore going there.
He's right back there, buddy. Hey, bud.
Boy.
Wherever I'm at, you can find Buster.
He's your shadow. He's your shadow, man.
Yeah, this dog is. I go on. I ever tell you I take a 2-3 day trip for business, and I go out the door into the garage to get to drive to the airport, my vehicle, because I went out the door to the garage. Mika says he'll stay there for the full 2-3 days, just waiting at the door for me to get back. He'll leave a little bit, but for the most part, he's just depressed. He's just waiting for me.
Unbelievable loyalty.
Yeah.
If we could take that from a dog and put it in more human beings, that would be awesome.
Gosh, be a great world to live in, man.
Yeah, it would.
I think let's go with Bob Welch.
Yeah. Yeah, he had some good years with the Dodgers.
Pitched a long time.
Yeah. God, the A's have had some really good pitching. Why am I drawing a blank to their 70s teams? Paul Lindblad? No.
78 to 94, 16 years. So he had to come on, Bobby, please. Got it. Plates. Oh, now we're in, man. You know what I'm doing right here? I'm going down to the A's and I'm putting in Dick Green. Get the old guys, man, right?
I was going to go Shooty Babbitt.
Dick Green. He was all right. Angels second base. Rod Carew, man.
I got one for you. Can I tell you?
Who?
Bobby Grich.
You want to go Grich or Witt? I mean, Carew.
Carew didn't play second.
Yes, he did.
Carew? Rod Carew played second base?
He played with second base for years with the Twins. Didn't he play with the Angels at second?
Wow.
Or did he play at first? He had to play at least one game at second base. But Bobby Grich, we know, is right.
I don't want to get it wrong.
All right.
I'm going to look that up, Rod Carew. I want to. For some reason, I don't picture him at second base.
I thought that was his position growing up as a kid when I was with the Twins.
He wasn't an outfielder?
Yeah. You know what? Rod Carew is an infielder. I'm just gonna put this in here, but I'm gonna go with Bobby Grich, but just for the heck of it. Hey Siri, what position did Rod Carew play in his career? Speak. Hey Siri, hold on. I think it's because I got it on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, Marcos, that's what I was thinking. I remember him as a first baseman with the Angels.
Hey Siri, what position did Rod Carew play? There we go. Now I got to get it off. Do not. Hey Siri, what position did Rod Carew play? This is the last time. Hey Siri, what position did Rod Carew play? Oh, it doesn't want to speak. Stupid thing. Oh, because I had it on silent. Anyway, it said he played second base. He played first.
What did you say? Silent? Silence.
Silence.
Let's go Bobby Grich.
All right. You want to go Bobby Grich. Let's go Bobby Grich. We know that's right.
Any other Angel that you can think of?
Rengifo. Doesn't he play second base sometimes now? Luis Rengifo.
We should throw some oddball guy up there just to make not a Hall of Famer, not a good player.
Gosh,
just some
it's
random second baseman.
Yeah. We're gonna go Bobby. We're gonna go Bobby Grich to get this thing done.
Yeah.
We know that's true. Immaculate. Rarity score 176. Should we post it on X? No, we don't need to do that. There it is, guys. We got it. I think if we did it again, we could go Darren Ruff instead of Willie Mays. We could go 200 plus wins for the Mets. I bet you could go Nolan Ryan. You could put him there. I don't know who you'd put for the Angels, though, if they'd get another player. Wow. Interesting. Look at those Wally Backman. Have you seen that guy in the minor leagues going on fits as a manager? Have you ever seen that?
I believe it.
He just went absolutely ape and just started just going nuts, just crazy.
Who rocks a better mustache, Wally Backman or Bobby Grich?
Oh,
looks like Grich has got the thicker one.
I think Grich, but who had the best mustache? Was it Eckersley
or
Raleigh Fingers? Yeah. Yeah.
Best mustache in baseball.
Oh, that's right. Spencer says Jeff Kent is second for the Mets. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot, there was only how many Giants was in there? Oh, Giants, Mets, Giants, Angels, Giants, A's. That made it pretty easy tonight that the Giants popped up. Man, that But hey, what a special night we had with Blake Snell going nine innings, not the 7-inning variety of the games that were played during the COVID era when they shortened games, double headers to 7 innings. No, we got ourselves a full-fledged no tonight. Blake Snell, everybody, does it for the Giants. Giants win it 3-0 over the Cincinnati Reds. And what can you say, man? What a game. That was, Kyle says, Wally Backman managing the Kentucky Peanuts. Everyone in the chat, go watch. You'll laugh so hard you'll need stomach surgery. Yeah. I don't know. Can we play that on here? I don't know. That was hilarious. Huh?
I wouldn't chance it.
Yeah. Hilarious. Go check it out, everybody. You will laugh.
Hey, Kobe Mayo played in there. He got called up.
Really?
Yeah. The great Kobe Mayo.
Wow. Well, guys, thanks for joining. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It would greatly appreciate it. Would be thankful if you did that. Again, if you haven't subbed, please hit the subscribe button. We're nearing 2,200, on our way to 5,000. And Dan looks 75. Okay, Chardall, thanks.
That's not a way to show Chardall.
I think he's having fun. But guys, we really do appreciate you watching NorCal Sports. We know there's many choices you have on YouTube and other things in social media you can check out and with your time. So we appreciate you spending time with us. We'll try to give you great content, give you some little bit of entertainment. And guys, we're not just a Giant station. We are NorCal Sports Network. We cover the San Francisco 49ers. We cover the Golden State Warriors. We'll be covering the San Jose Sharks a bit. We'll even get into some of the Sacramento Kings for some of those Sac fans. And guys, you can catch us on obviously YouTube, also on X, formerly Twitter, on Spotify. You can hear the podcast on Spotify. You can catch us with some shorts and different things on Instagram and on TikTok. Also on Apple Podcasts, we're there. So guys, spread the word. We're trying to grow the channel. And hey, look, guys, a lot of people talk about something about channel and saying, I've read some of the things out there that, Dan's a sellout and that he's changed the channel and he's trying to turn it into revenue and make money. Look, I'm on YouTube, guys. It does have revenue. That's what YouTube is. Look, I'm almost 63. I've worked for myself for over 40 years. All as I have is the money I've saved for retirement and Social Security. I don't have my own 401k, any of that stuff. So when people give us a chuckle like we're trying to make money, you know what? There's a lot of YouTube channels out there, and most of them are making money, okay?
Most of them make money. Most of the ones that have most subscribers make money. Ask yourself this, any of you out there, before you start pointing fingers. If you were running a show and you were talking sports, you only have two options. Would you want to talk sports an hour to 2 hours every night or almost every night and make absolutely nothing? Or would you rather do it and make money? If you say you prefer to make nothing than the other option, then you're lying. Doesn't mean that you won't do it, but if you had the choice, heck yeah, of course you would try to make some money.
Yeah, it's nice to make a little. Yeah, and I'm hoping that in 5 years, when I'm almost, I'll be 63 in a couple weeks. So 5 years, 68 years old, it'd be nice to have an additional income coming in besides Social Security. It's because if you haven't figured it out, it's pretty expensive to live in America these days. So help us out if you want to. You don't have to. Look, this is a free situation here. Nobody's forcing you to become a member or forcing you to do super chats, but we're going to try to limit some of our comments just because we get so many comments. We don't want to just go through the entire chat and read every chat and then have no other content. We value your chat. We value your content that you put up and your questions or your thoughts, but we prefer to, limit those, and we're going to try to limit those to ones that pay more or members, just because, we're spending a lot of time. We don't just get up here and just do it. We enjoy it. Believe me, we enjoy talking to you guys, but at the same time, I'm missing out on a couple hours with my wife every night. And, if I'm going to make it worthwhile, then, it'd be nice if we get paid. And so, you know what? You don't have to pay. We're not asking you to pay, but subscribers is a form that helps us get ad revenue, and that costs you nothing. So that's why we ask you to sub, because the more subs that go up, it helps with the algorithms and it helps us make a little money. We're not getting rich by it by any means. It might give us a few nights out for dinner a month. That's about it.
No. Dan and I still work. We have jobs and we have kind of stressful jobs during the day. So, a little toxic stuff that happens in the evening, we're not looking for that. We're just looking on coming on here and just talking sports and having fun, not dealing with a whole lot of drama, which a little bit has happened over the course of the last month or so. But, time heals wounds. Things will be all right. Things will be all right.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night about 8:00. Giants post game. Can they do it again? Third game in a row. Can they get another shutout?
What do you predict? What's your prediction for tomorrow? Harrison versus who?
Let me look. Let me take a look at the lineup or the pitching matchup for tomorrow night.
The Giants are still not hitting. I mean,
correct.
They've gotten two really excellent pitching performances.
Oh, I'm taking the Reds.
It's hiding a problem which Giants couldn't hit against the A's and Ross Stripling, who we know is a very below average pitcher, and a hitter's ballpark tonight. They didn't hit exactly that great either. So they are still scuffling. And once another team puts up 4+, 5+ runs, Giants will maybe go back to their losing ways. They got to start hitting. If they hit with this pitching staff, then we have something. But
Mark
like I said, they only got two consistent guys in their lineup right now, Fitzgerald and Ramos.
Mark says I need to change the hats. Let me look here. Cleveland, Kansas City. Oh, Kansas City moved into second. Seattle is in second. Phillies, Braves, that's all the same. St. Louis is in second. Diamondbacks in second. All right, let me move two hats, Los. I got to move who? I got to move Kansas City and the Padres. Let me move that real quick. While I'm doing that, I was going to can you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me as I'm talking?
Yeah.
Hello? All right, let me change these hats. I got Arizona over here.
Yeah, guys, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it, man. We're coming on almost every night. Not every night. Come on about 240, 250 times a year.
We weren't on last night. Nope.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. Well, a lot of the most successful YouTube channels, guys, they come on maybe 3 or 4 times a week. They get a load of super chats. I watch them. There are guys that go on there just to say hi, and they'll drop $50. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm not expecting that, but my God, some of those channels, they are absolutely a business. And I know most of them, and I know what they're doing. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Talking sports, having fun, and making some money off of that. Who would say no to that? You're crazy if you're saying no to that.
The hats have been updated. Does that look better? There we go. All right. So tomorrow night, I'm taking the Reds. I'm sorry. Giants have yet to get to 500. They've been chasing it, but the pitching matchup tomorrow night favors the Reds, in my opinion. Kyle Harrison versus Hunter Green. I think
Warriors. Kyle's asking me what hat I have home. It's a Warriors. It's a Warriors
okay.
hat.
Yeah, I think Hunter Green's going to be tough for the Giants to hit tomorrow. So I'll take Cincinnati tomorrow in I would say 3, maybe 4-1.
I say
4-1.
I say 7-4 Cincinnati. 7-4.
Okay.
That's a hitter's park. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised. A no hitter in this park. That's even a greater feat. That's like throwing a no hitter in Coors. Pretty amazing.
Nomo threw a no hitter in Coors when it really was a launching pad.
Yeah.
Hideo Nomo.
Yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow night, 8:00. Thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We really do appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow night. Thanks to everyone out there in the chat. I want to thank my mods, Mark Graves. Who else I got in there? I got Mark. I got Red. I got Eric L. Who else were my mods in here tonight? Rob. Rob was in there earlier. I saw him. Robert Boyd, I should say. Who else do we got? I got one more mod, I think, that I can't remember. Ryan was in there. He's on the East Coast tonight. But thanks to everybody. We really do appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8:00. Giants, Reds, post-game show. Have a great Saturday, everybody.